I flew across the country to be at my brother's baby shower. I bought $500 worth of gifts from their registry and took time off work. When I got there, my sister-in-law whispered, "Oh. We didn't think you'd actually show up." I wasn't even on the seating chart. I ate alone in the kitchen while everyone took photos. When they opened my gift, my brother said, "Did you steal this? You don't even make that much." I left quietly and didn't say a word. 8 months later, I got a text that said, "You're the only one who can watch the baby." Everyone else said no. I'll never forget that flight. I was crammed between two strangers on a red-eye from Cincinnati to Seattle, holding a carry-on stuffed with a $500 car seat receipt, a hand-knitted baby blanket, and a knot in my gut I couldn't shake. This wasn't a vacation. I didn't have PTO to burn. I worked 2 jobs, warehouse nights and front desk weekends at a Holiday Inn. And I gave up 16 hours of pay just to be there. Why? Because my mom guilt-tripped me. "Your family," she said. "It's important." No one had said that to me when I moved halfway across the country 5 years ago. No one visited. Not even when I had surgery. But now, suddenly, it was important for me to fly out and watch everyone fawn over Scott and Nicole's first baby like they were royalty. Whatever. I convinced myself I was doing the right thing. I told myself maybe things would be different. They weren't. When I walked into the rented community hall in Puyallup, I stood there for a full minute before anyone even noticed me. Then Nicole spotted me and her smile dropped. "Oh, we didn't think you'd actually show up," she whispered with a half-laugh. That stung. But I smiled. I said, "Yeah, surprise." No one offered to take my coat. No one handed me a drink. I looked around the room and saw decorated tables, balloons, little signs with pastel animals on them. Then I noticed the name cards. There were 20 tables. Each one had names on fancy cardstock. Scott's high school buddies. Nicole's yoga crew. Cousins, neighbors. Mine wasn't there. I asked Nicole where I should sit, and she said, "Oh, we didn't make a spot since we thought you weren't coming. There's a stool in the kitchen if you want to eat." I stood there like an idiot while people started lining up for the buffet. I grabbed a paper plate, filled it with some pasta salad, and sat on a wobbly stool next to the fridge. Nobody talked to me. I watched the photo booth get passed around. Nicole's best friend Ashley snapped 20 shots with Scott while fake laughing. Every 5 minutes I heard someone go, "This is so cute," or "She's going to be such a lucky baby." I wasn't even a person in that room. I was a ghost. Then came the gift opening. They called everyone into a circle. Nicole sat in a big decorated chair like it was her coronation. Scott stood behind her, filming on his phone. One by one, she opened the gifts. Every time she opened a box, she'd squeal, "Oh my God, this is perfect." Then she pulled mine from under the table. No card, just the Amazon gift box. She opened it, pulled out the car seat, then the breast pump, then the blanket with Emma Jean embroidered in pink script. There was silence. Then Scott said, "Wait, did you steal this?" People laughed. He looked right at me and added, "You don't even make that much. This must have fallen off a truck." Nicole laughed, holding the blanket like it was dirty. "That's so sweet though," she added, in the fakest voice I've ever heard. I didn't say a word. I didn't make a scene. I just stood up, left the room, and called a rideshare from the parking lot. Not a single person followed me out. In the hotel room, I sat on the edge of the bed and stared at the wall. I'd taken time off, spent money I didn't have, and crossed the country. And they treated me like I was trash. I deleted the group chat. Ignored every family message after that. When the baby was born, I saw the announcement online. I didn't like it. I didn't comment. I didn't send anything. 8 months passed. Then Nicole texted me. Hey. You're the only one who can watch the baby this weekend. Everyone else said no. Can we drop her off Friday morning? Thanks. No, please. No, would you mind? No apology. Just a demand. I waited 24 hours, then answered. Sure. I can help. They dropped her off Friday morning at 7:15. Nicole had her hair done and looked like she was going to a photo shoot. Scott looked hungover. They handed me a bag with diapers, a list of feeding times, and said they'd be back Sunday night. They left without even saying, thank you. I didn't ask questions. I didn't tell them I had plans. I didn't remind them I had a job I had to call off for. I took care of the baby. Fed her, rocked her to sleep, changed her. She was quiet. Sweet. She looked nothing like Scott. Sunday came. Then Monday. No sign of them. Tuesday morning, I got a text, we decided to extend the trip. You're good, right? No check-in. No offer to pay me. Just you're good, right? That's when it hit me. I wasn't family. I was a backup plan. I was the unpaid babysitter they didn't respect enough to even consider. So I made a decision. I packed Emma's things. Grabbed her bottle, blanket, a few outfits. I strapped her into the same car seat they laughed at. I got on a flight back to Cincinnati. I didn't tell them. I didn't leave a note. I just left. It wasn't hard. I had her birth certificate copy in the diaper bag they gave me. TSA didn't blink. A solo adult traveling with an infant wasn't unusual. I didn't even check a bag. Just walked through security like I'd done it 100 times before. She slept most of the flight. When we landed in Cincinnati, I took her straight to my apartment. It's small, 1 bedroom, 2nd floor of a walk-up, but it was clean, warm, and quiet. I set up a space for her on the couch with a pillow barrier and made a little bed in a laundry basket with folded towels. She didn't cry much. I used some of the leftover formula. I bought diapers. A few toys. Nothing fancy. I didn't go to work. I used sick time, then vacation time. On day 3, my phone rang. Scott. Then Nicole. I didn't pick up. Finally, she texted. Hey, where are you? We came back and the house was locked and Emma's stuff was gone. Please tell me you're with her. I waited. An hour passed. Then I replied, she's safe. She's with someone who treats her better than you treat your family. That's when the flood started. Nicole, what the hell is that supposed to mean? Are you in Seattle still? Where are you? Is she okay? You can't do this, Scott finally called again. I let it ring. Then he sent me a voice message. He was yelling. Not concerned, angry. Swearing. You had no ing right to take her. That's our daughter. You think you're the hero here? You're gonna regret this. Bring her back now. I didn't respond. The next morning, my mom called. You need to explain what's going on, she said. They're freaking out. Nicole called the cops. They abandoned her, I said. They left her with no notice, no check-ins, and didn't come home when they said. They treated me like a babysitter. Still, she said, this is serious. You could get in trouble. I have messages. I have proof. They asked me to take her. They never gave a return time. She was quiet. Then she said, I didn't know it was that bad. Yeah, I said. It always has been. That same day, someone knocked on my apartment door. Police. 2 officers. They said they had a welfare concern for the child. I invited them in, calm as could be. Showed them everything, texts, receipts, photos. I had nothing to hide. They looked at Emma, saw that she was clean, healthy, sleeping peacefully. They left without taking her. One of them even said, "Honestly, seems like you're more prepared than most new parents." That night, Nicole lost it. "How dare you? We're her parents. You're not even blood to me. Scott wants to press charges. Bring her back now or else." I took a deep breath. Then I sent her everything. A photo of Emma smiling. A copy of her, "Can you watch the baby?" text. A screenshot of, "You're good, right?" Then I said, "You left her. I didn't take her. I'm just doing the job you shoved onto me. Only now, I'm doing it with respect." Then I blocked her. I didn't hear anything for days. Then Scott messaged me from a different number. He sounded different. "Look, man. Can we talk? Just talk." I think we both screwed up. I didn't answer. He messaged again the next day. "I didn't know she said that stuff to you at the shower. I didn't know what she told people. She told me you RSVP'd no. I swear to God. I thought you didn't care." I sat with that for a long time. Then I replied. "You laughed at me. Called me a thief. In front of everyone." He said, "Yeah. I was being a dick. You're right. I'm sorry." I still didn't trust him. But I didn't say no. Not yet. For a couple weeks, things were quiet. I kept Emma with me. She had a little playpen now, a proper crib I bought secondhand off Facebook Marketplace, and a rotating mix of bottles, bibs, and baby food jars stacked on my kitchen counter. I wasn't trying to be her dad, I was just trying to make sure she didn't feel what I'd felt all my life, unwanted. Scott kept texting. Every few days, another message. "How's she doing? Let me know if you need help with anything. We're trying to figure out how to make this right." He was careful. Soft. Like he was walking on eggshells. Nicole didn't message again after I blocked her. But I noticed she unblocked me and started viewing my Instagram stories. I don't post often, but when I shared a picture of Emma's first steps, blurry, taken from the side, no names, she viewed it within minutes. Still, I kept the door shut. Until one day, Scott asked if we could FaceTime. Just to see her. That's all. I agreed. He looked like crap. Bags under his eyes, stubble that looked like he hadn't shaved in days. He waved awkwardly. Emma didn't recognize him. She stared at the screen like it was a cartoon. He looked like he wanted to cry. "Thank you," he said. "I mean it." I nodded. Said nothing. Then came the twist. A week later, I got a letter in the mail. Not from Scott. Not from Nicole. From a law office in Tacoma. It was a draft for temporary guardianship. Apparently, they had tried to file it quietly a few days before they went on their trip. Dated and signed. Unfiled, but signed. It named me as guardian, in the event of emergency, unavailability, or incapacity. It said nothing about the baby shower. Nothing about trust. Just cold language about someone assuming responsibility. That's when it hit me. They hadn't asked me out of love. They had planned this. They knew I'd come if they made it seem like they had no one else. They knew I'd step in, like I always had. And they were trying to get legal papers filed just in case something happened, or maybe so they wouldn't have to come back. I was never the only option. I was the backup plan they wanted permanently. That night, I got a call from a Tacoma area code. It was Nicole. I let it go to voicemail. She left a message. I know you saw the papers. That wasn't how it was supposed to go. Scott and we're not doing great. We thought maybe you could help, just for a while. Just until we figure things out. She paused. Then, quieter, honestly, we thought about not coming back at all. That was it. That was the truth. They were trying to disappear. Dump the kid, clean slate, start over. And they picked me because they knew I was dumb enough to say yes. I looked over at Emma, asleep with her hand on her stuffed giraffe. Then I called a lawyer. I told the lawyer everything. Every text. Every call. Every receipt. I sent over the signed guardianship draft, the screenshots, even the voicemail from Nicole where she admitted they thought about not coming back. He didn't need convincing. This isn't a custody case, he said. This is abandonment. Clear and simple. We filed a petition for emergency guardianship. I wasn't trying to take Emma from anyone, but someone had to protect her. Someone had to step up. And I wasn't going to sit back while two selfish people tried to toss their child like she was a broken piece of furniture. The court moved fast. Faster than I expected. There was a hearing scheduled 2 weeks later. I had to testify. My hands were shaking the whole time, but I got through it. I told them what happened, exactly how it went down. The lawyer played Nicole's voicemail. Read Scott's texts. Showed the dates of their trip compared to when the draft guardianship was signed. Their side didn't even show up. Not even a lawyer. The judge granted me full temporary custody and ordered a follow-up hearing in 60 days. If Scott and Nicole didn't contest it or make any effort to claim parental rights, it could become permanent. I didn't celebrate. I just went home and sat on the floor beside Emma's crib, listening to her sleep. The next day, Scott called again. I let it ring. Then I answered. He sounded wrecked. Why'd you do this? Why? I said. Because you left. Because you laughed at me when I gave everything I had to your kid. Because you thought I was too small to fight back. He didn't say anything. So I kept going. You want to be a father, Scott? Then act like one. Go to court. Fight. Show up. But don't you ever call me again unless you're ready to actually be in your daughter's life. I hung up. Nicole texted me 2 days later. She said they were breaking up. That she was going to start over somewhere. She didn't ask about Emma. Not once. Just said, I'm not built for this kind of life. I believed her. The second court date came and went. No one showed up on their end. I was granted permanent guardianship. I didn't cry in the courtroom. But I cried when I got home. Quietly, by myself, while Emma giggled in her bouncer and banged on a plastic keyboard. A month later, a certified letter showed up. It was from Scott. Inside was a short note. You win. I hope you're a better parent than we were. Sorry. There was no return address. That was the last I heard from either of them. Years have passed now. Emma's in preschool. She calls me Uncle D, and yeah, it breaks my heart sometimes. I'm not her dad. I never will be. But I'm the one who stayed. I'm the one who showed up. People ask if I regret taking her in. Never. She saved me as much as I saved her. But every now and then, when she brings me a drawing or crawls into bed after a nightmare and says, "Don't go," I remember the baby shower. The empty kitchen. The stolen laugh. And I smile. Because they were right about one thing. They never thought I'd show up. But I did. And I stayed.